Lori here today. I just wanted to share a quick album flip through. This is my xoxo mini album. I've been working on it a little bit here and there since January. And what it is it's just a quick mini album that I put together to just highlight all the people that I really love and care about. And I made like a different page for each person, and I love the way that this album worked out. I do have process videos for each and every page, so if you want to check those out, there is a playlist on my channel called xoxo mini album, and you can find them all there. I've also shared them all on my blog, so you can always head over to toribissel.com to find all of those. And in today's video, I just wanted to share a quick flip through of the album and just kind of talk through my process and my thoughts and how it went, and yeah. So I love the way that this album worked out. It just is really meaningful to me because it has a page on each person that I really love and care about. From my siblings to my parents to my best friends, aka my dog and my best friends, and then to my grandma and my grandpa. And I'm going to show you a better look at those in just a sec. But one of the things that is just really meaningful to me is I realized along the way of making this album that some of these people I had never scrapbooked about, which is just like crazy to even think about, that I could love these people so much and never actually make a page just about them. And like my best friend Tosin, that's one of the things I realized. And I am so glad that I did this album because it's really meaningful, because I didn't talk about events, or I didn't talk about things that happened or things like that. I just talked about the people that I really love and care about and why I love them. And I wrote them each a letter. And I feel like this is like probably one of the most meaningful albums that I've ever made. Yeah, I love it so much. So I just want to share it with you guys and kind of show you what it looks like and kind of talk you through it. I'm not going to talk about how I made the pages just because I have process videos for all of those. But I want to just kind of share it and talk about why I love it so much. So I did use the Pink Paisley Take Me Away collection that Paige Evans designed. It follows these colors. And I love that collection so much. It was perfect for this album because it's bright and colorful and it's so me. Like, these are my colors, so it worked out really well. I also used the Quilted Heart collection that I designed, and Teresa designed it as well. And if you want to check that out, head over to my blog or head over to Teresa's, depending on who designed which item, and you can find those as well. So I love the cover. It's just this really pretty vellum and a blank page that just says xoxo. And I didn't do it in any particular order. I kind of just printed off all the photos beforehand and did what inspired me. So I started with this photo of my little sister Courtney, and I love all these little square photos, and they're from many different years and things like that. It's just photos of the two of us together. And yeah, and in the journaling spaces, I just wrote a little love letter to her, telling her all the reasons why I love her right now. Next up was my brother, and my brother's like one of my best friends. So I'm really glad that I got to scrapbook these like older photos of us, and then some newer ones, and just some photos of him that I love. This is him and my sister. And then I wrote him a little note. Dear Josh, I'm finished with xoxo Tori. My dad was the next page I made, and I had a lot of journaling, so it worked really well to go across the two pages and layer that up. On my mom's page, I wrote her a little note, but then I also included on all of these photos things that I love about her. So here's a little note to her, and then I love doing these things with you, and I love that I get to work with you every day, and I love traveling with you, and I really like the way that the journaling worked on this layout. It turned out really fun doing it around each photo like this. And of course, I couldn't not write a page to my puppy, Bernie, and how much I love him. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting photos of him. So it worked really well because I had lots of photos that I could cut into these little 2x2 squares and then write him a little note over here. You're my main squeeze. And then this is the page that I was talking about my best friend Tosin, and how I realized while making this page that I had never actually made a page about her, which is just crazy because I care about her so much. But because she's in med school and she's traveling a lot for med school and she has all these different placements, I don't get to see her that often, so we don't really have a lot of recent photos. A lot of these are from like 7th grade and stuff like that. So, but I'm so glad that I included this and included a note to her. And you can see that I added part of the note over here and then also part of it on the side here. So I kind of just made the journaling fit wherever I wanted it to go. Next up is my other best friend, Megan. So I have two best friends, Tosin and Megan. And Megan is really precious. So I wanted to include "Let me count the ways of how I love you," and I just journaled, did point form why I love her and think she's awesome. And then also included a note to her here. And I did include some photos. There's also more photos inside this little package here. I scrapbooked about my grandmother who has Alzheimer's, and this note was kind of unique because I realized that she actually probably won't ever read this, and even if she did, she would forget it or not really understand it. I think it was more a note for myself, if that makes sense, to remind myself all the reasons why I really love her and care about her. And I wanted to include her in this album for sure, so I'm really thankful that I did. And I got to write this note. And then the last page in the album is all about my grandpa, and I think it's probably one of the most meaningful pages in this album, and perhaps that I've ever made. I printed these photos off at the beginning of making this album. I actually printed off the photos for the whole album at the very beginning and had them all ready to go so that as I was scrapbooking, I was ready to go. And probably 3 weeks after I printed off all these photos and started scrapping them, my grandpa passed away. And it was really heartbreaking because he wasn't sick or anything. It was just he fell asleep and didn't wake up, and actually cried as I wrote this journaling because I knew that he would never read this, and a lot of the things that I said in my journaling I wish I had an opportunity to say to him, and I didn't. And he passed away on Saturday, and on Thursday he had called my mom and was on speakerphone, and I had just stayed quiet. I didn't say anything, and I really wish that I had spoken up and just said something to him, and I had no idea that that was the last time I was going to hear his voice. So I think, to be honest, this is probably one of the most meaningful albums I've ever made, because not only am I writing about the people that I really love and care about and writing them love notes, but I also get the opportunity to say things that I probably might never remember to say, or things that I wish I had said that I didn't get the opportunity to say. So if you have never made an album like this where you just write love letters or write notes or write down all the reasons why you love the people that you love, I want to really encourage you to do it, because I think it'll give you a whole new perspective on your journaling, a whole new perspective on your scrapbooking, and just give you this great, really meaningful opportunity to write love letters and notes to the people that you really care about, who sometimes we forget to say the things that we care about. Anyways, so that's the last page in here, and I think it's probably one of my favorites. It's super simple. I didn't do a lot, but I did do a lot of journaling and just pouring out my heart, and I think that that is why I love this page the best. So I finished off the album with just this little XOXO 2017, and put the date there, and I left the rest blank just because I didn't want anything crazy busy at the end of the album. just wanted that. So that's the album that I made this year for XOXO. And it's just little love notes to the people that I really care about. And I'm so thankful for this album. I think I want to kind of try to make this a yearly tradition where I write notes to the people that I love in scrapbook version. Just because I really love the way that this project worked out. Anyways, that's really it for me today. I just wanted to share a quick flip through so that you could see it and kind of get a picture of what the whole album looks like together, since you guys have been watching me make the pages. And I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this series as I walk through these little love notes to the people that are, and to my puppy who I really care about and love. And I hope that it inspires you and encourages you to maybe scrapbook about the people that you really love and care about if you haven't had the chance to. And I also hope that it inspires you to maybe say the words and tell people why you love them so much before maybe you won't get a chance to do that. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you have a lovely day. Bye guys!